My sister inherited a $4.8 million estate. I inherited $2.3 million in debt from a company I'd never heard of. Then my lawyer found the handwriting analysis that changed everything. My name is Daniel Carter, and for 12 years I was the family disappointment. While my younger sister Jennifer stayed close to home, became Dad's business partner, and played the perfect daughter, I moved 2,000 miles away to Seattle to become a software engineer. Dad never forgave me for leaving. You abandoned the family business, Daniel. Jennifer's the only one who cares about this family's legacy. The family business was Carter Industrial Supply, a company Dad built over 30 years, supplying construction materials. It was supposed to be successful. Jennifer sent photos of the office, the warehouse, her and Dad at business conferences. She looked so proud. I visited maybe twice a year, Christmas and sometimes summer. The visits were always tense. Dad would make pointed comments. Must be nice in Seattle, living your little tech life while we do real work here. Jennifer would just smile. That smile I'd later learn to recognize as something else entirely. Mom died when I was 25. Cancer, fast and brutal. At the funeral, Dad pulled me aside. Your mother wanted you to come home, Daniel. She died disappointed. That was 10 years ago. I carried that guilt all this time. I had a good life in Seattle, though. Software architect at a mid-sized company, married to Amy, a pediatric nurse. We had a daughter, little Sophie, who just turned 6. We were saving for a house, planning vacations, living a normal, peaceful life. Then Dad died. Heart attack, sudden at 68. I flew home for the funeral with my family. The funeral was on a Tuesday in March. Jennifer played the devastated daughter perfectly, designer black dress, artfully smudged makeup, that trembling voice when she gave the eulogy. Dad built everything from nothing. He taught me everything. He was my hero. I felt like an outsider at my own father's funeral. People kept approaching Jennifer with condolences, barely acknowledging me. You must be the son who lives in Seattle, one woman said, the judgment clear in her voice. After the service, Jennifer pulled me aside. Her eyes were red, but I couldn't tell if it was grief or something else. Danny, we need to talk about the estate. Dad's lawyer wants to meet with us tomorrow. Of course. Whatever needs to be handled. He squeezed my hand. I know things were complicated between you and Dad, but he did love you. In his way. I actually believed her. The next day we met with Howard Prescott, Dad's lawyer for 20 years. He was a portly man in his 60s, with the kind of smile that never reached his eyes. Let me get straight to it, Prescott said, opening a folder. Your father's estate is valued at approximately $4.8 million. This includes the family home, valued at $1.2 million, investment accounts totaling $2.1 million, and the business assets of approximately $1.5 million. I nodded. Jennifer sat perfectly still. However, there's a complication regarding the business. Daniel, were you aware you're listed as a 50% partner in Carter Industrial Supply? The room tilted. I'm what? Jennifer's hand went to her mouth. What? That can't be right. Prescott pulled out documents. According to these partnership agreements, filed in 2012, Daniel Carter is a registered 50% partner, with Jennifer Carter holding the other 50%. Your father maintained operational control as managing director, but legally, you two are equal partners. That's impossible, I said. I live in Seattle. I don't know anything about the business. Nevertheless, you signed these documents. He slid papers across the desk. And there was my signature. 7 pages of partnership agreements, loan guarantees, operating contracts. My signature on every page. But I didn't remember signing them. When was this? The documents are dated August 2012. You would have been 23 years old. 2012. I was fresh out of college, working my first job, living in a shared apartment. I'd come home that summer for a wedding, my cousin's wedding. Dad had asked me to stop by the office for 10 minutes. The memory was fuzzy, but it came back in pieces. Dad in his office. Daniel, I'm restructuring the business. Need your signature on some family documents. Estate planning stuff in case something happens to me. Just formalities. I'd sign them. God help me, I'd sign them without reading. I was 23, hungover from the wedding reception, and Dad had seemed so casual about it. What does this mean? Amy asked quietly beside me. She'd come to the meeting for support. Prescott cleared his throat. It means that Daniel is legally responsible for 50% of all business obligations, including debts. The room went cold. What debts? I asked. Prescott pulled out another folder. This one much thicker. Carter Industrial Supply filed for bankruptcy 6 months ago. Your father had been running the company at a significant loss for years. There are outstanding debts totaling $4.6 million to various creditors. The number hit me like a physical blow. 4.6. As a 50% partner, Daniel, you're personally liable for half. That's $2.3 million. Jennifer made a small sound. When I looked at her, she was pale, shaking her head. Daddy, why would he? But Prescott wasn't done. Jennifer, as operational manager under your separate employment contract, you're shielded from personal liability. The debts fall on the ownership structure, which is Daniel and the estate. Wait. What? Jennifer was an employee, not liable as a partner for business debts. However, Daniel, as your father's estate is being used to settle his portion of the business debts, that leaves you responsible for the remaining $2.3 million in personal liability. Amy grabbed my hand. This can't be legal. He didn't know. He signed the documents, Mrs. Carter. In the eyes of the law, he consented to partnership status and all associated obligations. I looked at Jennifer. She was crying now, but something felt wrong. The timing of her tears. The way she wouldn't meet my eyes. Jennifer, did you know about this? How could I know? I thought Dad was protecting us both. Prescott continued. The estate distribution is as follows. The $4.8 million in assets will first be used to settle your father's portion of the business debt, approximately $2.3 million. The remaining $2.5 million will be distributed according to the will. Jennifer receives 80%, $2 million. Daniel receives 20%, $500,000. Wait, I said slowly. So Jennifer gets $2 million free and clear, and I get $500,000 but owe $2.3 million? So I'm net negative $1.8 million. Essentially, yes. Jennifer stood up abruptly. I need air. I can't. She practically ran out of the office. I sat there, numb, while Amy cried beside me and our daughter played with a toy in the corner, oblivious to the bomb that had just destroyed our lives. The first creditor called 3 days later while I was still in town for estate matters. I was staying at a hotel. Couldn't bear to be in Dad's house. Mr. Carter. This is Atlantic Supply regarding your $340,000 debt for materials supplied to Carter Industrial. I hung up, then immediately regretted it because they'd just call back. They did. So did 7 other creditors over the next 48 hours. I tried to explain. I didn't run the company. I live in Seattle. I'm a software engineer. Sir, you're listed as a registered partner. Your signature is on the credit applications. That phrase again. Your signature. Amy and I had to fly back to Seattle, our jobs, our daughter's school. But the nightmare followed us. Our bank accounts were frozen within 2 weeks. All $89,000 we'd saved for our house down payment. Gone. Inaccessible. The mortgage on our rental came due. We couldn't pay it without access to our accounts. My boss called me into his office. Daniel, HR informed me that there's been a wage garnishment order filed against you. For $2.3 million. What's going on? I explained, haltingly, ashamed. He was sympathetic but clear. We'll have to comply with the garnishment. It's going to significantly reduce your take-home pay. My $8,500 monthly salary was now going to be $3,200 after the garnishment. We couldn't afford our rent. We couldn't afford anything. Amy was incredible at first. We'll figure it out. We'll downsize, I'll pick up extra shifts. But I could see it wearing on her. The stress. The fear. The way she looked at me sometimes like I was a stranger who'd brought a plague into our home. Sophie asked one night at dinner, Mommy, why are you and Daddy always sad now? That broke me. I called Jennifer a week after we got back to Seattle. Jen, I need help. Can you loan me some money? Just until I figure this out. Denny, I can't. The estate is still being settled and I have my own expenses. The house needs repairs and I'm trying to keep the business's legacy intact by. The business is dead, Jennifer. It's bankrupt. And I'm drowning. Don't yell at me. This isn't my fault. Dad did this to you, not me. But something in her voice. Something false. Jennifer, did you know? Before Dad died, did you know about the debt? Silence. Long, damning silence. I'm sorry, Danny. I really am. She hung up. That's when I knew. I didn't know what exactly, but I knew something was very, very wrong. The breaking point came 6 weeks after Dad's funeral. I came home from work to find Amy sitting at the kitchen table with Sophie, and 2 suitcases by the door. Amy. She didn't look at me. We're going to stay with my parents for a while. What? No, we can handle this. Daniel, we can't make rent. They're going to evict us. Sophie starts first grade in 4 months and we don't even know where we'll be living. My parents have space and what? You're leaving me. She finally looked up and her eyes were red from crying. I'm not leaving you. I'm keeping our daughter stable while you figure out how to fix this mess your family created. Amy, please. Do you know what Sophie told me yesterday? She asked if we were going to be homeless. She's 6 years old, Daniel. She should be worried about dolls and cartoons, not homelessness. He was right. God help me, she was right. They left that night. I sat in our empty apartment, soon to be foreclosed apartment, and felt something inside me die. I called the suicide hotline that night. I didn't have a plan, but I had thoughts. Dark thoughts. The operator talked me down, gave me resources, made me promise to see a therapist. I did. Dr. Sarah Kleinman. First session, she asked, "What's keeping you alive right now?" My daughter. I can't leave her thinking her father was a coward. Then let's work with that. But even therapy couldn't fix the reality. I was $1.8 million in debt, my family had left me, and I was living on ramen and sleeping on an air mattress in an apartment I'd lose in 60 days. My sister, meanwhile, posted on Facebook about her new beginning and honoring Dad's legacy. Photos of her in Dad's old office, smiling, renovating the family home with her inheritance money. I commented once, "Must be nice." She deleted it and blocked me. That's when I decided to fight. I couldn't afford Prescott anymore. He'd sent me a bill for $12,000 for estate consultation services. But I found a legal aid clinic in downtown Seattle that did free consultations for fraud cases. The lawyer who took my case was named Marcus Webb. Mid-40s, looked perpetually exhausted, but his eyes were sharp when I told him my story. "Daniel, bring me every document you have. Everything your father gave you, everything from the estate, everything from creditors. All of it." I did. I'd kept everything in a box, years of papers I'd barely looked at. Marcus went through them over the course of a week. I came back for a follow-up meeting on a Friday afternoon. He didn't say hello. He just slid a document across his desk. "Daniel, did you sign this?" It was one of the partnership agreements. My signature at the bottom. Yes. I mean, that's my signature. Look closer. I did. Look like my signature. The looping D, the sharp T in Carter. But something was slightly off. The pressure of the pen. The angle. I don't understand. Marcus pulled out another document. A birthday card I'd sent to my dad years ago that I'd included in the box without thinking. "This is your real signature. From 2010. Notice the tail on there in Carter? It extends below the line. Now look at the partnership agreement signature." He was right. The cut didn't extend. It was close, very close, but not exact. "Are you saying?" "I'm saying someone traced your signature. Probably from another document you did sign. Then they traced it onto these partnership agreements. You never actually signed these specific papers." My heart was pounding. "How do you prove that?" "Forensic document examiner. I know a guy, owes me a favor. He'll do it pro bono for a case this egregious." The examiner's name was Dr. Richard Torres. He was a small man with thick glasses who treated documents like sacred texts. He examined my signatures under microscopes with special lights with chemical tests. 3 days later he delivered his report. "Mr. Carter, these signatures on the partnership agreements are forgeries. High-quality forgeries, but forgeries nonetheless. Notice the hesitation marks here." He pointed to tiny breaks in the ink. "And the uniform pressure. When you sign naturally, pressure varies. These were traced slowly, carefully. Someone copied your signature from genuine documents and reproduced it on fraudulent papers." "Who?" Marcus answered that. "Daniel, I've been digging into your father's business records. I filed subpoenas for bank accounts, internal emails, phone records, anything I could get. And I found something interesting. He pulled out an email chain. This is from your father to Jennifer, dated March 2012, 5 months before you supposedly signed the partnership documents. He read aloud. Jennifer, I'm moving forward with the plan we discussed. Daniel's coming home for Eric's wedding next month. I'll get him to sign the estate planning documents. He won't read them, he never does. Once he's registered as a partner, we can start shifting the debt structure. Your employment contract protects you from liability. When the business fails, it falls on him. You inherit clean. This protects your future. Don't tell your mother. Dad. I couldn't breathe. Marcus pulled out another email. Jennifer's response. Daddy, are you sure this is the only way? Danny's my brother, but I trust you. You've always known what's best for us. He'll be fine in Seattle. He doesn't need the money like I do. I'm staying here building a life. He made his choice. Jay. I stood up, knocking my chair backwards. She knew. From the beginning, she knew. It gets worse. Marcus pulled out more documents. Look at these business transactions from 2013 to 2023. He showed me a pattern. Every time the business made money, it was funneled into a separate Aussie, Carter Family Holdings, owned entirely by Jennifer. Every time there was debt, it was loaded onto Carter Industrial Supply, the partnership where I was registered. Your father and sister systematically stripped the profitable business and left you with the shell. Then they let the shell collapse. But why? Why go through all this? Marcus showed me one final document. My father's original will from 2008. This was your dad's will before your mom died. It splits everything 50-50 between you and Jennifer. Then he showed me the updated will from 2013, after mom's death. This one gives Jennifer 80%. But if he'd left it at 50-50 and you inherited half the business debt, you could have sued the estate for fraud. By giving you 20%, just enough to look legitimate, and structuring the debt to fall on the partnership, he insulated the inheritance from legal challenge. He planned this for 10 years? 11 actually, since your mother died. I think Marcus hesitated. I think your mother's death changed something in your father. He blamed you for not being there more. Jennifer fed that resentment. Together they decided you didn't deserve the inheritance. So they framed me for $2.3 million in debt? Exactly. And Jennifer walks away with nearly $2 million free and clear while you drown. I sat down, put my head in my hands, and laughed. It was a terrible laugh, broken and sharp. But I laughed. Marcus, can we destroy them? He smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. It was a lawyer's smile. Daniel, we're going to do more than destroy them. We're going to send your sister to prison. Marcus moved like a man possessed. Within 2 weeks he'd filed motions in 3 different courts. Motion 1. Emergency motion to freeze Jennifer's inherited assets pending fraud investigation. Motion 2. Criminal fraud complaint with the district attorney. Motion 3. Civil suit against Jennifer Carter and the estate of Robert Carter for conspiracy to defraud, forgery and fraudulent conveyance. The evidence was overwhelming. Exhibit A. The forged signatures confirmed by Dr. Torres's forensic analysis. Exhibit B. The email chain between my father and Jennifer planning the fraud. Exhibit C. Business records showing the systematic stripping of assets. Exhibit D. Jennifer's separate employment contract, written specifically to shield her from liability. Exhibit E. Dad's 2 wills showing the strategic change to the 80-20 split. The first hearing was for the asset freeze. Jennifer showed up with Prescott, the estate lawyer. When she saw me across the courtroom, her face went white. The judge reviewed the evidence. It took him about 20 minutes. Ms. Carter, did you participate in a scheme to defraud your brother? Prescott started to answer, but the judge cut him off. I'm asking her. Jennifer's voice was small. Your Honor, my father said it was for the family's protection. Ms. Carter, yes or no? Did you knowingly participate in forging your brother's signature and loading him with debt while you kept clean assets? Silence. Ms. Carter, you're under oath. Her eyes filled with tears. Real ones this time, I think. Fear tears. Yes. But Daddy said. I don't care what your father said. Your father is dead. You're alive and you committed fraud. The judge granted the asset freeze immediately. All $2 million of Jennifer's inheritance was frozen pending resolution. But that was just the beginning. The district attorney's office took the case. The prosecutor was a woman named Lisa Huang, and she was relentless. Mr. Carter, your sister and father ran a long-term criminal conspiracy. This isn't just civil fraud. This is identity theft, forgery, and wire fraud across state lines. That's federal charges. Jennifer was facing up to 20 years in prison. The trial took 6 weeks. I had to fly back to my hometown, stay in a hotel, miss work. Though my boss was now supportive, the company's legal team was fascinated by the case. Amy and Sophie came for the verdict. We were separated but not divorced. She said, "I need to see this through. For you. For us." The prosecution's case was devastating. Week 1. Dr. Torres testified about the forged signatures. Showed the jury side-by-side comparisons under magnification. These are not the same person's genuine signatures. These were copied, traced, and reproduced. Week 2. Forensic accountant showed how the business was stripped. $1.7 million in profits funneled to Jennifer's LC while debts were loaded onto Daniel's partnership. This is textbook fraudulent conveyance. Week 3. Marcus read the emails in court. The jury was silent. One woman was crying. Week 4 to 5. Character witnesses. People from my hometown who'd known our family. Some supported Jennifer. She was such a devoted daughter. But more supported me. My old high school teacher. Daniel was always honest, hardworking. Jennifer was calculating. Even as a child. Week 6. Jennifer took the stand. It was painful to watch. She'd lost weight. Her designer clothes hung on her frame. She cried multiple times. "I didn't want to hurt Danny. I swear. But Dad said he'd abandoned us. Said he didn't care about the family. Said this was fair. Danny had his Seattle life, I had nothing. I was just trying to survive." Lisa Huang cross-examined her. "Ms. Carter, did you think it was fair that your brother would lose his house? His marriage? His savings? I didn't think it would be that bad. Did you offer to help him when he called begging for money? I couldn't. You had $2 million. You couldn't spare $10,000. Jennifer broke down. "I was scared. I didn't know what to do." "You knew exactly what to do, Ms. Carter. You knew for 11 years. You participated in forging your brother's signature. You helped your father hide assets. You watched him drown and did nothing. Not because you couldn't help, because you chose not to." The jury deliberated for 2 days. I couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. Amy held my hand in the hotel room. "Whatever happens, we'll handle it. Will you come home?" She looked at me. "Daniel, I never left. I was just waiting for you to fight. You're fighting now. I see you now." The verdict came on a Wednesday morning. Count 1 conspiracy to commit fraud. Guilty. Count 2 forgery. Guilty. Count 3 identity theft. Guilty. Count 4 wire fraud. Guilty. Count 5 fraudulent conveyance. Guilty. All counts. Guilty on all counts. Jennifer collapsed. Prescott caught her. I just stared. Sentencing came 4 weeks later. The judge looked at Jennifer with something like pity, but his voice was firm. "Miss Carter, you and your father committed one of the worst betrayals I've seen in 25 years on the bench. You betrayed your brother, your family, and the law. You destroyed his life to enrich yourself. I'm sentencing you to 8 years in federal prison, followed by 5 years supervised release. Additionally, you are ordered to pay restitution of $2.3 million to your brother, plus punitive damages of $1.5 million. Jennifer was sobbing. "Please, Your Honor, I'm sorry." "You're sorry you got caught, Miss Carter." Bailiff, remand the defendant. They took her away in handcuffs. She looked back at me once. I didn't look away. The civil case settled immediately after the criminal conviction. The estate's assets, the full $4.8 million, were awarded to me as restitution. Jennifer's frozen inheritance was seized and added to the payment. Total amount I received, $6.3 million. The debts. All $2.3 million were invalidated. The creditors were paid from the estate assets. I owed nothing. I was free. That was 18 months ago. Today I'm 37 years old and I'm rebuilding. Amy and Sophie moved back home. We bought a house with cash. 4 bedrooms, a yard for Sophie, an office for me. Amy cried when we got the keys. I started a nonprofit called Family Fraud Defense Network. We help victims of family financial fraud. There are more of us than you'd think. Hundreds of people reach out every month. My mother stole my identity. My brother took out loans in my name. My spouse emptied our accounts. Marcus works with us part-time. He's become one of my closest friends. Jennifer is in federal prison in West Virginia. She'll be eligible for parole in 5 years with good behavior. She's written me 3 letters. I haven't opened them. Maybe someday. Maybe never. Some of Dad's old friends reached out to apologize. We didn't know what he was doing to you. I believe some of them. Others I think knew and didn't care. I sold Dad's house and the business warehouse. I couldn't stand to keep them. The money went into a trust for Sophie's education and into the nonprofit. Sophie asks about Aunt Jennifer, sometimes. We've told her age-appropriate truths. Aunt Jennifer made some very bad choices and is in a place where she has to think about what she did. Last month Sophie asked, "Daddy, why do people hurt their families?" I didn't have a good answer. Sometimes people love money more than people, sweetheart. And that's the saddest thing in the world. The trauma lingers. I still have nightmares about bank accounts being frozen, about losing everything. Therapy helps. Amy's patience helps. Time helps. But I've also learned things about myself. I'm stronger than I thought. I can fight. I can survive. I can rebuild. And most importantly, I learned who my real family is. It's Amy and Sophie. It's Marcus, who fought for me when I couldn't fight for myself. It's Dr. Kleinman, my therapist, who kept me alive during the darkest days. Blood doesn't make you family. Loyalty does. Love does. Showing up when things are hard does. Jennifer shares my blood. But she was never my family. So here's my question for you. Do you actually know what companies you're listed on? Have you ever checked? And if you have a sibling who's the favorite, the one who stayed close to your parents while you moved away, are you sure they're not setting you up? Drop a comment if you've ever felt like the disappointing child in your family. Let's talk about it. And if your gut is telling you something's wrong with your family's finances, investigate. Your instinct might be saving your life. Have you checked your business registrations? Do it right now. Search your state, Secretary of State business search, and type in your name. You might be shocked by what you find. If this video helped you, or if you know someone who's the distant child in their family, share this. You might prevent someone from living my nightmare. And remember, sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones who are supposed to love you most. That's not your fault. That's their failure.